Believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything.
Boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys. Boys will be boys.
Well, that's enough outrage for one day. Oof. Time to put on a fresh pot. So this one here, it's not so much a cooking video as it is a red-pilled viewing of outrage culture and the war on masculinity. I look around and I wonder, where is this war? I mean, there used to be one, but we lost. Everything you see now, it's closer to fourth generation warfare. I mean, men, the way most people define it, don't really own the message. Not in the news, not in marketing, definitely not for public consumption. If you watch here, I keep it pretty simple. 3 scoops of beans, throw it in my Ninja blender, and I blend it for 8 seconds. Magic bullet could work too. I know a lot of people say you have to get a proper grinder. I can't be bothered. I've never been able to taste the difference. So why don't men own the message today, and why is there no war? Well, basically, it's because we don't spend money. We never have. Women spend money, and they have built up one of the largest consumer debt bubbles in history. Is it any wonder that anything on television panders to their sensibilities? Last I checked, women make up about 80% of the purchasing power, while earning under half of the wealth in every country. I often advise men to stop consuming media that's not designed for them. And the manipulation that occurs, it's very easy for you to see. This is good. This means it isn't designed for you. It's designed for women, by women. Specifically, the kind of woman who hates men. Maybe it's because she had a shitty ex-husband she projects onto everybody. Maybe it's the resentment that comes from being cutthroat in the land of business, left without her chair when the music finally stops. Regardless. Wait for 8 minutes. She doesn't have to save money for her eventual marriage. That's a guy thing. She doesn't have others that rely on her. She can spend every last penny, plus 40%. We get mad that everybody loves Raymond as the stereotype of a bumbling idiot, saved by his whip-smart wife because we see the inherent manipulation in it. It's an unrealistic story. To us. But, to someone who considers themselves whip-smart, and has more money than sense, oh, it hits all the right beats. It's not the advertiser's fault. Ad execs don't care much about saving the world. They just want you to buy some widgets. So they go where people's psychology goes. And there's your problem. It's not that a company puts an ad out that calls you an idiot. It's that there's a monetizable demographic out there that resonates with that message. If this is a war, these ads would exist to demoralize us, strip us of our will to fight. The reality is the war is over. The reality is the ad doesn't even consider us, which I argue is worse. At least being hated means you're considered. This is indifference. Wait, so what is this? A surrender? A message of hopelessness? Enjoy the decline? Fuck no. Let's talk about the way ahead. If you can't beat 'em, join 'em. So I think the timing of this, it's not a coincidence. Millennials are the largest demographic in Western history, and the oldest ones just hit 35 a few years back. If this was the 1950s, they'd be on the home stretch for their retirement by now. So media doesn't cater to men over the age of 35, because they should have a frame at this point. Men under 35, women, kids, they're malleable, they're manipulatable, they're naive. So when the world doesn't create meaning for you, you create it for yourself. If you're angry that the TV doesn't show men being men, go make a show. It's never been easier to throw up a podcast, a cooking video, or even some SoundCloud music that's not full of pedestalized garbage. Professional sports want you to wear pink and bring prantinis to your girlfriend. She's there for the Super Bowl commercials, and they need her to watch and buy whatever widgets are hot this year. Those tampons ain't gonna sell themselves, you know. Of course, the 100 million dudes whose eyeballs are glued to the set are what make those ads cost a few $1,000,000 a second. Think about it. What is this, if not male attention subsidizing female nesting instincts? So stop watching football. Grab a few friends. Have a game on the lawn. It's way more fun, and you're going to spend a lot less on ibuprofen nursing those muscles than you're going to spend on the antacids you bought after your Super Bowl feast of Doritos and Budweiser. So the beauty of these attention switches is they snowball. They have a positive feedback loop. When you're spending 1,000 calories burning on a game instead of eating 10, all of a sudden, you're going to see guys getting leaner, more muscular. They start training so they can beat Steve from next door. They get that competition instinct. Wives pick it up, sees husband getting his shit together, and Stacy from across the way asking more questions than usual. Wifey puts down the bonbons, and instead of watching Dr. Phil on the sofa, she's watching him on the treadmill. So hey, it's your call. If you're going to sit there and make these excuses why you're not going to do these things or stop watching your football, then you've made your choice. Just accept that TV's going to call you trash every commercial break and get your wife to buy some more shit. So take some time. Learn a little bit about marketing, about psychology. For the old pickup artists, they were essentially doing marketing, but instead of selling goods, they were selling themselves to women. So they already have a nice base to work with. Eventually you start to see how those emotional triggers advertise use, and it's very clever. They know when you bypass your frontal lobe and go straight to caveman brain that you're not thinking straight. And once you come to your senses and forget how angry you were at Gillette, the only thing you're going to remember is that giant brand logo in your face when you go to the store to buy a new razor. On a separate note, while you're down there, if you notice, just about everything you can buy to keep yourself clean smells like your girl. I don't know about you, but I hate smelling like lavender, and I really hate smelling like vanilla. Tactical Soap, it's a neat little brand. I kind of like the idea of smelling like cedarwood, sea breeze, musk. They just don't make sense for men anymore, so if you want to stick it to the man, show them how it's not toxic masculinity, the link will be in the description. I'm going to end this off. The coffee's going to be ready in a minute. Just sum up what we've gone over here. Realize that TV, news, nothing really caters to you anymore. Because you don't spend money. You're not willing to go into debt. So they really just don't need your attention. Realize that when you watch something on the news, making you look like a racist, a toxic male, a non-feminist, just sit back and laugh. Because the worst response you can have is an emotional one. It's just people trying to get women to buy tampons. Drop that plunger down, pour yourself a nice glass. Sit back and enjoy the decline. On that note, I wanted to give a quick thank you to all my Patreon subscribers. I want to thank you guys. Without you, none of this would be happening. Like I said, you keep supporting, and I'll keep creating. The one thing I do love about having a good cup of coffee is the consistency. French press has got to be one of the best ways to make it. And as long as you keep it consistent, you're going to have the same cup every time. I've yet to have a $5 coffee from anywhere out there that's even close to what I can make at home. So sit back. I'm looking forward to what you create. Feel free to throw a comment in the comments section. Let me know what's out there for men who just want to be men. Cheers.